And I'm coming to you live from my craft studio on Monday morning with some birthday madness today. So I'm going to use the Hooray for Surprises bundle today. I was a little bit worried. I jumped on and I couldn't see any comments, and I was like, I don't think anyone's on. What's going on here? And then all of a sudden I've looked up and there's like a mountain of comments. So I don't know what happened, but when I jumped on, there was absolutely no comment, and I knew that you were all probably in there waiting. Good morning, Maureen. Um, I know. Maureen said it's early. How is everything this morning? My feels great. So Maureen feels great. So that's awesome. We've got Sheila. Welcome. You're watching on your phone at work. Margaret, welcome. Lorraine, welcome. Lovely to see you. Lorraine saying, I often watch at work. Good morning, Kelly, Janice, Jill, good morning. Lovely to see you. Elizabeth, lovely to see you. On a very warm Victoria, very, very warm Victoria. Well, you know what? I was up this morning. I'm a little bit slow at getting going this morning because at 4:30 a.m. this morning it started raining, and of course I had a blanket out on my clothesline that I didn't get off yesterday before the sun went down. So I thought, it's okay, I'll just leave it there and it'll be fine and I'll get it off in the morning. But of course, at 4:30 a.m. this morning, it was pelting down rain. So I went out in my pajamas at 4:30 a.m. in the dark, dragging the blanket off the clothesline, and I got absolutely drenched. So I actually had to towel dry myself before I could get back into bed. So because I had that bit of a disruption, then of course I got back into bed and I went to sleep quite soundly after doing that, and woke up a little bit late to what I normally would. So welcome, Heather. Lovely to see you. Where are we? Sheila. Yeah. You work at the hospital as a volunteer. You're bagging lollies for the gift shop this morning. Well, that sounds like a good job. I hope it's not one for the bag, one for the mouth, one for the bag, because knowing me, that would be what I would be like if I was bagging lollies. Okay, Lisa, welcome. You're catching me live for a change. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you can catch me live. We've got Kathy from Canada. Welcome, Kathy. I've got a Facebook user from Washington State. You're obviously in one of my private groups. Carol, welcome from Canada. Welcome, Lisa from Tassie. Lovely to see you. Ina from Canada. I think I'm saying Ina. Good morning, Glenda. Theo's on strike again this morning, as usual. He's not in his chair. So, Sandra, watching from the UK, lovely to see you, Sandra. Thank you for joining. Lynn, good morning. Robin, good morning. I wish you had rain. The paddocks are so dry. Well, we had quite a bit of rain this morning, I can tell you. And it was supposed to happen overnight, but it obviously waited until this morning. Good morning, Janet, or Jeanette. Sorry, Jeanette. Claire, welcome. Who's Theo? Theo is my cat, Heather. So Theo is my ragdoll cat. And we call him the crafty cat. He normally makes a bit of an appearance. Normally when I'm crafting, he sits on my other chair. He lays on my other chair. He doesn't do too much, but he always actually likes to be in the craft room and hang out with all the crafty ladies. Good morning, Claire from Bundaberg. Welcome. Dell, welcome. You've had rain on and off all day too at Norfolk in UK. You woke up to snow in New Hampshire in the US. Well, yeah, we're supposed to be summer here. So, I mean, hence me in the summer clothes. But yeah, it actually had a bit of a chill in the air this morning. I was thinking to myself, well, with this bit of rain around, it actually, put a bit of a chill in the air. So I do apologize. I was actually cleaning up my desk so I could see my desk, so I could craft with you all this morning. Because when I walked in, I had totally forgotten that the last time I was at my craft desk, I did my fingernails. And so, of course, all of my nail polish and my lamps and my gel and everything were still spread all over my desks. So I had to physically clean all that up before I could actually go live and come crafting with you all. All right. So I'm just going to pop the camera down and I'll just talk about a little bit about what I've got going on in my business, and then we will get down to crafting. All right, so we go there. Let's hope that's straight, and it's not really that straight, but we will straighten it up. There we go. Okay, so Creative Card Club is my monthly subscription class. Now, I want to explain a little bit about this, how it works. So for everybody that subscribes up until the 10th of the month gets that month's class, okay? So the 10th of the month is the cutoff date. So, of course, we've had the 10th of March. So I'm taking registrations for April's Creative Card Club. So for everyone that has registered right up till now, you are going to be getting the Perennial Lavender class for the month. So you'll get a quarter pack of the Perennial Lavender paper. You'll get some linen thread. You'll get a pack of the purple. I always forget the name. I think they're purple sparkle gems, something like that. You will get cardstock and you will get a full printed PDF tutorial. So I'm now announcing my Creative Card Club for April, and it's going to be the Hooray for Surprises. So it's going to be the gorgeous bundle that I'm going to be crafting with today. So what you will get for Creative Card Club, I'm actually going to use the Be Mine paper. So you're going to get a quarter pack of the Be Mine paper. You're going to get a pack of the they're called iridescent foil gems. I think they are the clear gems. And you'll get some of the gorgeous Calypso coral. I actually know it's sweet sorbet ribbon, I think it is. And we will create 5 beautiful cards this month. And you'll get a full PDF tutorial showing you step by step how to create your gorgeous cards. And I print those tutorials up and I put them in your kit for you. Okay. I'm just looking at some of the comments there. Heather, you love my nails. Well, thank you. I did my nails. I'm getting all ready for on stage. So you can't really probably tell, but these are little hearts, glittery hearts that I've put on my pointer finger because our team is called the Wild Heart Crafters. So I thought I better put some hearts on my fingernails so I can be the part when it comes to meeting some of my team members, because I'm actually going to be meeting some of my team members for the first time this Thursday, so I can't wait to do that. So as I said, Creative Card Club, it's $50 per month to get it by mail. It's $45 to attend in person, and it is a great way of getting your creativity up and running. Card buffet for the 13th of April. I've got registrations open right now. So any of the links for any of my classes or anything like that, you can find in the show more box down below on YouTube. And you can also find it in the description of this video. So if you're ever looking to book for a class or anything that I do, then by all means, you can check out the description of the video because all of the links are always in there. So card buffet, you come and make 8 cards. It costs $50. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can get the class by mail version. It will still cost you $50, but you will get a free pack of embellishments. You will also get all of the cardstock all cut and prepped and ready to go. You will also get all of the die cutting done for you. So I do everything for you. You will get an envelope to go with every single card that you create, and you will get it delivered by mail. The only thing that you will need to do is have the stamp sets that I use, and I will use 8 different stamp sets to be able to create it, but they'll all be out of the mini catalog or the annual catalog, so a bit of a mixture. If you bring a friend along, so if you come in person and you actually get another friend to register for the class, you get to choose 5 of my handmade cards to take home, which is a value of $25 or more for you and your person, that your friend that you have got to register and come along as well. So the same thing happens for any of my classes. If you actually ask someone to register that hasn't been to my classes before, they're new to me, then you will get a choice of 5 beautiful handmade cards of your choice, and so will your friend. 2-day winter retreat is opened. So my July retreat, it's the 6th and 7th of July. The links are in the description of the video here. And you will find that if you want to get a retreat in a box, so you get it delivered to your home and you can do it in the comfort of your own home, you're going to get the PDF tutorial, you're going to get the stamp and the die set that I choose, and I'm going to choose it when I get to see this weekend, when I get to see the new catalog. It will be something out of the new catalog. So I will be choosing the stamp set and bundle as soon as I can lay my eyes on that catalog and see what products we have available. So you will get the stamp set, the die set. The only thing that you need to be able to create things at home, you'll get all the cardstock, you get the PDF tutorial, you'll get the designer series paper. You actually just need your own inks and your own tools to be able to do it. If you attend in person, you need to book your accommodation. And I'm going to say this right now, for the people that book their accommodation, you can book your accommodation ahead of time. So even if you're thinking of coming, my suggestion would be get in, book your motel room so that you've got it. They're not going to charge you for it. So get in, book your motel room so you can hold your accommodation, and then work out registering and paying for a retreat. So payments have to be finalized by the end of the end of May. I was going to say June, but it's the end of May. So the last day in May, you need to be paid up in full and registered to be able to attend that 2-day retreat. Now, I just wanted to remind people, just because we don't have the celebration special about joining my team, you can still join my team, because the joining offer is absolutely still the best deal in the book. You can choose $235 worth of product and only pay $169. Now, if you join right now, we are going to be able to order out of that brand new annual catalog next month. I'm actually going to be able to order this weekend, because we're going to our Stampin' Up on stage event. We actually get product purchase premiere. So I will be ordering, I can tell you, as soon as I get my list for product purchase premiere, I will be ordering as soon as I possibly can to be able to get brand new products so I can show you what's available. Because I'm telling you, if your order is anything over $169, you really need to think about joining and getting more value for your money, because you get a 20% discount straight off the bat. As soon as you actually purchase your starter kit, you get a 20% discount on all of your following orders while you stay current. There is a minimum amount that you need to pay, and it's $467 retail, but we get 20% off that when you first start. So that's like $92 off the $467. So if anyone's a math king out there, that's the amount that you will need to pay to be able to stay current every quarter. And it doesn't matter if you don't make those quarterly amounts, you purchase a starter kit again and you go again. So there's never a reason to not have discount in my mind. Anyway, so I'm actually going to case a card this morning, and I'm just going to change it up a little bit. It's a card that's on our website. It's a card that Stampin' Up, the beautiful designers at Stampin' Up have actually designed. And I'm actually going to recreate this card using some of my own supplies and just changing it up a little bit as well. So the first thing I'm going to need is a basic white card base, and I will have to grab some of my basic white to cut. So this is a beautiful set. It's called the Hooray For Surprises. So it has the beautiful stamp set that, as you can see, you've got this gorgeous heart that has that beautiful pattern on it. You've also got a flower, so you can change it up. If you didn't want to do the heart for the birthday cards, you could actually do the flower. But I mean, it's absolutely a fabulous bundle for birthday cards. And we all need birthday cards because birthday cards are probably one of the most things that we ever make is birthday cards. Now, I mean, these dies are brand new. I haven't even opened them. So there you go. I know what they look like from the catalog, but I haven't even opened them. So I'm going to open them up so you can see what they are. So we've got Hooray For Surprises. So we've got a beautiful, there's some speech bubbles. Even the heart is like a speech bubble. Now, I was reading up on this, and this is like a die to actually have like a surprise little a little layer that you can tuck in underneath a layer, and it's even got the thing here that says pull, so you can actually, yeah, create a layer that is a surprise layer that you can actually thread through this die and pop it in under a layer, and then they just pull it out, and it actually creates a really fun surprise. So that's why it's called Hooray for Surprises. Okay, so I will demonstrate that later in the week. Today's just going to be a nice basic card, but as you can see, beautiful dies, beautiful stamp set. And I think I'm going to incorporate just a little bit of embossing, because you know me, I like to drum it up a little bit. So let's get to crafting. So the first thing I'm going to do, and as I said, I am running a bit late this morning, so I don't have my layers cut. So I will be cutting the layers as soon as I find where my paper trimmer is, which is probably out in the kitchen. And it is. And I do apologize. I need a new blade in my paper trimmer, and I'm waiting. I've got them on order, and they were actually on low inventory. So if you are needing replacement blades for your paper trimmer, my suggestion is to jump online and order replacement blades if you need them, and also embossing powders, because our embossing powders are we're going to have a time that we may not have embossing powders available because they're changing suppliers. So embossing powders are on low inventory as well. So if you were thinking about doing some embossing and you need to update your embossing powders, then my suggestion would be jump on and order them, because low inventory could mean that they could be gone at any time whatsoever. All right, so I've got my card base cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches, always my regular size. People ask me, why do I cut my card bases at that size? Why do I not just use a half sheet of cardstock? And the reason behind that is, if your cardstock, your A4 cardstock, is not cut exactly to the right size, it can muck up your layers. Where if I do the 5 3/4 by 8 inches, as you can see, I can get 2 card bases out of an A4 sheet of cardstock. And I always know that I'm going to get the exact right size, because I'm going to cut it at the right size. And the only thing that we ever waste is this much out of the cardstock. So honestly, it is a great way. And you can even get 4 layers. You can see here, you can get 4 layers out of an A4 sheet of cardstock as well. And it works every single time. You never have to worry about whether your layer is going to be that slight little bit out, because the cardstock was not exactly the same size. All right. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to bring in I'm going to be using Petal Pink, so I'm going to bring that in. I'm also going to be stamping in Petal Pink, so I'm going to grab my Petal Pink. Now, I want to create a little bit of a soft background in behind here. They've used Designer Series paper. I'm going to use my stamps and my ink to actually create the background, rather than actually using Designer Series paper. And I mean, a lot of you might have realized by now that I don't use a lot of Designer Series paper. I like to stamp. I mean, after all, we're stampers, aren't we? You know, I love to stamp and create my backgrounds with my stamp. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the flower, and I'm going to stamp the flower in the background with my Petal Pink. And I am going to grab just a scrap piece of paper for this, because I actually want to stamp off. Now, I could stamp off onto my glass mat. Yes, I could do that. But I'm going to stamp off quite a bit here. So I actually want to make sure that I'm inking up and I'm stamping really, really well. Okay. So I'm going to stamp off because I want it just to be that light color there. Okay. So hopefully I'm going to remember every time to stamp off. So I'm just going to randomly stamp. Oops, sorry, and that's making a lot of noise there. But I'm stamping, I'm inking up, stamping off, and then adding flowers in the background. Now, all this is doing is just creating, and it doesn't matter. See how I've missed stamped here? Doesn't matter, because I'm going to just create a background, and honestly, it really doesn't matter where it is. Oh, and what did I do? Okay, I said I needed to remember to stamp off every single time. So let's start again. So there you go. See, we all make mistakes. Now, please, everyone, you need to be telling me, stamp off. Make sure you stamp off. Okay, so I'm just going to concentrate here and make sure I do stamp off. And I've done another one there. I've mucked up another one, but it's okay. I might even just stamp. Okay. All right. So we're stamping off and we're stamping around, just getting a very faint background for our card. Okay. And I might just stamp one, maybe in that middle. There we go. Okay. So we've got just a faint background. Honestly, it doesn't have to be in any particular order, just a faint background. Now, the card that I'm actually casing is a different size card to what we would normally use, but I decided that I wanted to bring it back to my normal regular size. Now I'm going to cut this layer down an extra quarter of an inch to what I normally do. So I normally would do 5.5 by 3 3/4. I'm going to do 5 1/4 by 3 1/2 for this layer. Okay, so that layer is going to sit right there. So as you can see, it didn't really matter where I stamped and how perfect my stamping was. All I wanted was a little bit of color to peek out from behind that layer that I was going to put on there. All right, so now I need to grab my white layers, which this layer I'm going to have to cut down because that's my normal layer that I would normally put on there. So I'm going to cut that one down to 3 3/8 by 5 1/8. Now, the reason I'm cutting it down to that is I want to have a nice little fine border just around there like that. Okay. All right. So we've got that happening. We've got that happening. Now I'm going to stamp that flower. I'm actually going to stamp it on a piece of basic white, but I actually want to, have I got a scrap here? Let me see. We'll just take this layer here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to clean it off and I'm going to stamp it in Melon Mambo because we're going to add a real highlight of a color here. So we've got petal pink happening, but we're going to grab our Melon Mambo and we're going to add a gorgeous flower in Melon Mambo. So we're going to ink that flower up and we're going to stamp it full strength Melon Mambo, sorry, not melon, Melon Mambo. Okay, so we've got that. All right, now we're going to do some die cuts in some different bits and pieces. So we're going to do some die cuts in our good old Coastal Cabana. So I haven't used Coastal Cabana for so long, so I'm actually quite excited to be using a bit of Coastal Cabana today. I was actually going to check and see if I've got a layer in here of Coastal Cabana, but is that Coastal Cabana? It is. Okay, so I can use that one. All right, so I'm actually going to use that. I'm going to use the dies here, and I'm going to cut some of these leaves out of that die. Okay, then I'm actually going to cut one of these speech bubbles. I want to cut that out of in here, and then we can actually create a cute little pull out. I'm not going to do it right today, but we could actually cut that speech bubble in there, and then we could create a piece that goes in underneath, and we could layer it in underneath that hole there, and we could pull it out. So maybe I could do that just to be a little bit tricky. So let's die cut those, and then we will see how we go. So we need our flower as well. All right, so let's bring in the die cutting machine. Now, I can do it without doing that little split in it, but I will show you later in the week how we can actually do it without with the special die. Okay, so let's grab. So I've got my basic number 1 plate. I've got my number 2 plate. And I've got one of my number 3 plates, and I'm trying to work out this flower here, and there it is. So all you've got to do is rotate and rotate until you can get the flower to sit exactly where you want it to be. Now I'm actually going to cut out this. Okay, I am going to cut out that, and I'm going to create a little pull-out piece. Let me think about how I want to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Okay, sorry, my brain's in deep thought here. Let's line that up a little bit better. There. Okay, so we'll run those through and then we'll cut out our leaves. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. And guess what? That actually, it doesn't. Wow. Okay, so see, I'm learning something here. It doesn't actually cut out the whole way. So you could actually even just pop a smaller one in there and pull it out. But anyway, let's get to cutting these leaves out. See, this is how I learn. I get on here live and I'm just winging it. And then I go, oh, wow, that does that. All right, so let's bring that through. Now, my thought process is that I would actually like to create a pull-out part, but I just want to do a bit of partial die cutting, and you'll see why here in a minute. So I'm just going to grab a basic white piece of, so I've got those dies, they're all ready to go. I'm going to grab a basic white piece of cardstock. I'm going to end up cutting this down, but what I actually want to do is I just want to do a partial cut with this die that we just used, which, where did I put that there? I just want to do a partial cut. Okay, so to do a partial cut, all I really want is that little tab to be sticking out, but I want the rest of it to be a square bit of cardstock. So all I want to do is I want to pop my die cutting plate in here, and I'm going to bring it to just that edge there. So what I want to do is I only want to cut out just that little tab part. So I want to bring it probably just that little tab part, okay? Because I want this to only cut out that. I don't want it to do any more of the cutting out. I don't want it to cut out this part, but I do want it to cut out that. So I'm just going to run that through. Where my plate is finished is where it's going to stop cutting. I don't know whether anyone's done partial die cutting before, but this is how it works. Okay, so I'm going to get that. Can you see that? I've just got that cut. Now I'm actually going to use my paper trim and I'm going to cut that piece down because I want that piece to be able to go in underneath this piece here. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut out those little notches as well so that this piece will be cut out totally out of the cardstock. So I'm going to grab my scissors. So it's got some little connection points. So all you need to do is pop your scissors in there and trim off those connection points. Now, I'm going to probably not use this speech bubble, so I'm going to pop that back into my set and I can use it again at any time once again. Now, as you can see, we've got the speech bubble there. I want this to be able to come out through the side here. So I want to cut this down, that's going to be able to come out through the side, and I'm going to be able to glue it onto my cardstock that's underneath, and I'm going to create like a little pop out. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut down here. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, this is crazy what she's doing, but it will have a really good effect. So I'm going to cut straight up to there. Okay, and I may, oh no, there we go. I'm going to lift up my blade and I'm going to cut from there down to there. Okay, so we have now created a bit of cardstock there with a little tab on it. Now I'm going to cut off some off the bottom because I don't actually need all of that on the bottom. So I'm going to cut probably an inch off the bottom. Okay. Now, I'm probably going to cut more off. I am going to cut more off because I want it to be able to slide in and out. Can you see that? I want it to be able to slide in and out. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off that bottom, maybe another inch. Okay. And then I want it to slide in and out. And that's going to be perfect. Exactly how I want it. It's going to be perfect. Okay, so it's going to slide like that. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is bring in these. I want to layer this one up, just laying it on top here. And I want to stamp another little sentiment in here, because what we're going to do is we're going to stamp one sentiment on here. It's going to surprise, and then we're going to reveal another sentiment underneath. Okay, so let's see what sentiments we've got in here. Hope your birthday is wonderful. You're the best. Let me see what's going to fit in there for a start. Okay. Make a wish. We could do make a wish in there. And we could do hope your birthday is wonderful. And then we could do make a wish. So let's do make a wish in there. So I'll grab that out. Okay. And I'm going to stamp that. I think I'm going to stamp it in Melon Mambo. Okay. So let's do make a wish in here. Oh, and I need to wipe that ink off there so I don't get it on anything. All right. So let's do make a wish in here. Bam. We've got make a wish. All right. So that top, this one, we're going to sit it in there where we want it to be. Okay. So we want to sit it in there like that. Okay. Now we're going to stamp hope your birthday is wonderful. If I know where I put my stamps, there it is. Hope your birthday is wonderful. And I'm going to stamp that one in our Coastal Cabana, just to tie in the Coastal Cabana leaves that we're putting in there. Okay. Coastal Cabana. Hey, Susan, welcome. Mary's saying that she's always wondered how it's done. Well, I wasn't planning on showing you this morning, but I am going to show you anyway. All right, so I'm now going to stamp in our Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to stamp in the middle here, hope your birthday is wonderful. Okay, so now what's going to happen is, okay, this is going to be the surprise. We're going to pull this out, and it's going to reveal make a wish. Okay, so that's the cute part about this. It's going to reveal make a wish. All right, so now the one thing that I need to make sure I do is I need to make sure I've got dimensionals on here, that this is going to sit exactly where I want it to be. Okay, And I want to put dimensionals on the back all around where I don't have that cardstock, because we need to pop up this layer, but we need to make sure that our dimensionals aren't going to interrupt with our layer. So I'm going to add dimensionals along the top part here. Now down that side is going to be and you know what? I'm going to use foam strips, because foam strips would work way better with this, and it will help with where that cardstock's got to be. So we've got that. Let me double check that I'm right on the front, which we are. Hope your birthday is wonderful. All right. I'm going to add a foam strip, if I can find the sticky side. There. I'm going to add a foam strip right there. So this is going to create a channel for that layer to go in. So I've got a foam strip there. So I'm trying to do it close to where that's sitting. Okay, so that's going to sit down on there. Okay, let's do that. And now I'm going to do one up the top. Okay, so I'm just going to run that, and I'm leaving a couple of millimeters so that we're able to get that in and out with it sliding. Okay, now I also want to make sure that I'm going to put it, that it's going to stop it from going anywhere too far over there. So that's why these strips are fantastic for doing this. So now I'm going to add a strip just here. And that's going to stop it from going in there any further. It's going to keep that layer up for us, but it's going to stop it from going. And did I just glue it? I did, just about. Let's move that out just a tad. Okay, so that's going to stop it from moving. Can you see? I've created a channel now, so that now when that goes in and out, it's actually got a channel to go in and out from. Let me cut that bit off. Now I'm just going to add some more of these strips around, because we've done our foam strips. Our foam strips are a little bit different to our dimensionals. So I'm going to pull those dimensionals off. I've decided, actually, I'll just put foam strips in between, because our dimensionals aren't as high as our foam strip. I can get a foam strip just there like that. So they're a bit different in the dimension. So I'm just going to add some foam strips around. And sorry, I'm probably a bit off the camera there. Now remember, no foam strips in there, because we need that piece to go in and out of there. All right. And that's pretty good. Okay. So we then have our sentiment that's going to go in here. So I need to stamp the word pull on there. So we have that little word pull. I'm actually going to do something a little bit extra. If I can find the word pull, there it is. I'm going to do something a little bit extra with that pull tab, just to make it a little bit more obvious. So I'm probably going to add a little circle. Now, do I have a little one in here? I don't have my little punch in here. Actually, I can just use, I'll just use my oval punch. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I haven't got my, I'm going to use this. I haven't got my little circle punch that I wanted to use. I've got a 3/4 inch little circle punch, which I would have been able to use if it was in here. But I'm going to cheat now, and I'm going to use my oval punch to create. Nope, I need a wider strip. I'm going to use my oval punch to create a little bit of an extra extension on this tab. Okay, so just like that. Now what I want to do is I want to make that a little bit further out. So I'm actually going to do that, and then I can put the word pull here. Okay, so we're just going to stamp the word pull on there. And I'm going to cut that off and I'm going to glue that on. So let's just cut that off about there. And all that's doing is going to extend that just a little bit. Okay, so it's going to make it a little bit more obvious and extend it just a little bit further. That sounds like a lovely plan, Mary. Yeah, sounds great. Hello, Hilda. Welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that just straight over the top there like that. And that's just going to add that extra pull part out. Okay, so now let's line up this on our layer. So all I'm going to do now is just line up my layer like I would normally line it up on my cardstock. Now, because we're using foam strips, of course, we're only going to get one go at putting the layer down nice and straight. So I'm just going to do my normal trick that I do. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to hover over the top. And I was actually going to emboss this layer, but I've forgotten about doing that because I was too busy putting the bit in. But anyway, I was going to emboss it with that embossing folder, but we can do that on a different card. All right, so I'm just going to hover over the top, get it sitting exactly where I need it to be to get that nice fine layer all the way around. And I'm going to use my thumbs to push it down. Okay, now this is where our piece is going to be able to go in here like this. Bam. Thank you very much. Is that amazing? All right, so now I'm actually going to decorate the front piece here with our pieces that we have already created here. All right, I think I want to, we might pop that down there and maybe the leaf up in through there. But can you see how cute this card is with that little surprise? Aren't they going to just get such a fun surprise when they go, what happens when I pull this? I always love doing something like this for a mail card because mails are always so funny when it comes to how something works. And they will be like, oh my God, how does that work? All right, so we've got that all glued down there. So let's do some dimensionals for our flower. So you can see the flower is really cute. I haven't even used the hearts. We'll use the hearts not tomorrow because I'm going to do a free class tomorrow. We might use the hearts on Wednesday. All right, so we've got our flower popped up. We will do our little leaf in there. Okay, so one leaf in there like that, and this leaf down there. Okay, we'll tuck that in underneath that side there, like so. And then, of course, you know what beautiful embellishments are going to go with this. Look at our Tinsel Gems 3-pack. I know I use them all the time, but I love, love, love using these ones. Okay, I'm going to get the small ones out as well. So I've got some small ones to use. I've just wrecked that bag, but and I've just got a few small ones in my hand as I've pulled the bag off. So let me grab these with my take your pick tool and we'll pop some around in here. We can even pop some in here. Whoops-a-daisy. Well, when I find it there. We can even pop some in on this slide out piece as well because it's not going to disrupt anything because it will still pull out. Well, that one doesn't have any. Oh, that one does. I was going to say it doesn't have any glue dot on the back. So let's try this one. There we go. All right. And we will do one of these, and we will do one of those. Okay, and I think that's probably enough for that. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of something on the front of this card. I'm going to glue that down with my liquid glue. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Mary. And that liquid glue is empty. And I've probably got liquid glue under everything here. No, I don't. Okay, so I'll have to open a new one. I shouldn't have to open a new one. There should be one somewhere, but... So you all know I'm only going to be able to go live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week because I will be flying off to Melbourne on Thursday morning. So we've only got 3 days of card making. So we've got to have 3 magnificent cards. What do you think? All right. So I'm just going to put that down onto my card base. Just like so. Okay. Now, how cute is that? Hope your birthday is wonderful. Make a wish. Hope your birthday is wonderful. Make a wish. All right. So let's do a little bit of stamping for the inside. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp some of those gorgeous flowers, but we might do a combination of them. So I might clean it off first and do some petal pink. And I'm going to do, good morning, Daryl. Oh, you're flying out to South Australia. That's right, for the first time. I have a fabulous time. I'm sure you will. Oh, okay, Lisa. So you'll be busy with your granddaughter. Does your granddaughter craft, Lisa? Do you get... tomorrow it will be at 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 in the morning because I do some business training with some people so I'm just going to use the petal pink here. I do business training and then I can pop on after that. My business training finishes at about 9 and then I can get myself together and get organized and be on here by 9:30. So it'll be 9:30 in the morning and it will be my free class. And guess what I'm going to be using, people? You've probably all been waiting to see me use it. I'm going to use the Cafe Latte bundle for my free class this week. All right, so I'm just now adding some of that gorgeous melon mambo in there as well. All right, and I'm just going to, I don't have my chamois on my desk, but I do have some paper towels. So I'm just going to, with my paper towels, get rid of that ink on there so it doesn't end up on my card. All right. And I think, should we put something inside as well? I hope your birthday is wonderful. Make a wish. What about sending you lots of love? That sounds great. Let's do that. Sending you lots of love inside. Where are we? Sending you lots of love. And I think I'm going to do that one in our melon mambo. Okay, sending you lots of love. What a lovely card to be giving someone for their birthday. All right, so let's grab our glue. And I'm going to do two more things for the front. Can you believe no bow? Can anyone believe it? Should I put a bow on here? Do I have anything to put a bow on here? What could I use as my bow? Oh, I do have something. I can do a bow. We can't not have a bow. Let me do this as my bow. I can pop a bow on in underneath that flower, I think, down on the corner. Because after all, I am the bow lady from Bow Desert. And Winky, the Wink of Stella person. Is it Winky, Susan? Is that who I am? Winky? I keep forgetting what you called me. All right. So, of course, we'll do that. And I think I'm just going to pop it in under our flower, poking out a little bit. Ah, yes. Yes. Definitely that needs to happen. All right. So let's grab a glue dot for that. And we'll pop him in under there. Do I have a glue dot left? Wow, what is happening to all of my supplies? I'm running out of everything. And there's no glue dot on there. Okay, so that can go in the bin. All right, it's going to have to be Seal Plus because I don't have a glue dot. So let's have fun trying to put some Seal Plus in here, but I will do it. There we go. Bit of Seal Plus, and then pop my bow into it underneath the flower. Cute as a button. And now I'm going to use definitely my Wink of Stella because I've got to keep up my name. There, that one's better. And I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do a spritzing of Melon Mambo. Okay, so I just want to do a little spritzing just to take a little bit of that stark white look off behind. Okay, spritzing of our Melon Mambo, and now spritzing of our, yep, we do have some, our Wink of Stella, and can add a bit of wink on that flower. And of course some spritzing inside. So we'll once again use our Melon Mambo for a bit of spritzing. And honestly, it just takes a little spritz, but it just creates that little bit of something special. And of course, Wink of Stella. All right. So what do you think? If you love what I did, please give me the thumbs up because YouTube and Facebook love it when you give me the thumbs up. So there we have, you can see all that gorgeous glitter and shine using that Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella just takes it to a whole new process. A whole new level. And then you've got your little Make-A-Wish. So your little surprise part in the middle. So hopefully you have enjoyed that. And I know for a fact that I have thoroughly enjoyed coming to you live this morning from my craft room, from my wet and miserable, overcast, average day here in the scenic room. But you know what? It's nice for crafting when you have these wonderful days. So thank you, everyone. And until next time, I hope you have a lovely day. And I will see you all again at 9:30 tomorrow morning. So just look out for that event that I create all the time. So look out for that and turn on the notifications. And I will see you again at 9:30 tomorrow morning for my free live class that I do every week using the Cafe Latte bundle. Are we all ready, coffee lovers? You're going to love it. All right. See you